All right, I promised a follow-up video, so here we go. Let's talk about black blades in armament, HAKI, and fusion. Let's go. All right, now I did a video on the channel about the color of arms and armament HAKI, and I went and broke down all of the different colors of arms and within armament HAKI and what those colors could mean. Now, I did a long, in-depth video about the color of arms and what all of these individual colors mean and how there's 9 colors of arms. Now, you can go check that video out. I'm gonna have it linked in the description as well at the end of the video in the cards. So make sure you check that out because that gives an in-depth explanation of everything you see here and what all of this stuff means. I'm not going to get into all of it now. I'm going to give brief explanations. But basically, after that video, I went and did some more research and I ended up completing the other pieces of the puzzle. In that video, I specifically mentioned the different colors of HAKI that associated with the primary colors and how you mix and match these colors to create other unique forms of HAKI. And I gave all the details, but basically there's God level HAKI, that's the white HAKI. There's strength and durability HAKI, that's the red HAKI. There's blue HAKI, speed and precision. There's yellow HAKI, king's HAKI. There's the orange HAKI, fire, associated with fire. And then there's the normal black HAKI. Also, I thought. Now, this is the base, the beginning of HAKI, but I'm gonna show you how it's also the end of HAKI when it comes to the peak. Let's get into it. At the end of the video, I went and did some research and I was able to surmise what these other colors mean. Before we get into black blades, I just gotta break this portion down so you can get a full explanation of where we going with this. Now, I was able to surmise that the green HAKI specifically, it was so obvious. I didn't know why it didn't come to me last time, but it's so obvious. Oda tells us everything. You just got to pay attention. We know what the color green is associated with, and specifically when it comes to HAKI, Rio, and auras, we know green is associated with the soul and death. This is why when Zoro uses the green aura, he becomes the king of hell, and even more recently in the manga, he's using that king of hell mode a lot, and it creates like these ghost-like wisp around his sword that's similar to Brook's soul form. So we already know that the green HAKI signifies soul and death. This is why once Zoro tapped into that green HAKI mode, he actually met the Grim Reaper. That's very important. So we know what all these other ones mean, and now we know that for some reason when you combine these two HAKIs, you get the soul and death HAKI. Now let's get into pink. Now, pink was a little bit harder to figure out. And then I went back to, all right, again, like I mentioned in the other video, where did we see pink, who used pink, or how pink was referenced through other forms of symbolism? And then it hit me. My first example of pink HAKI was obviously Big Mom. And then I said, yeah, there you go. It's obvious. So pink has to be associated with life force. Now, there's a lot of proof to this. First of all, the first time we ever seen pink as a color scheme really was Chopper. Chopper has the pink and blue hat, yeah, but more importantly, it's the cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms are pink, and they were associated with life force and, you know, being able to heal any injury and all of those things like that. They're associated with life force and a lot of symbolism with the color pink and life force throughout One Piece. Even Ivankov's color scheme, and Ivankov did a lot of life force information with Luffy. We could bring it up to when Gold Roger and Whitebeard was talking about, you know, like, I'm about to die, like I don't have much time left. They was cherry blossoms, pink petals in the background. So I was like, yeah, it's clear that pink is associated with life force. Big Mom's whole spiel is life force, so it's fitting for her to have the life force HAKI. You know what I mean? And I also made a theory that Kobe's going to also have this HAKI, and that makes a lot of sense as well. So there we go. Pink stands for life force or life energy. So we have green is death and soul. Pink is life force and life energy. Beautiful. We worked that out. Even Chopper attacks is like cloven rolls, and he's a doctor. He's about extending your life. So that makes way too much sense. So we got pink. Now I figured out purple. Purple was a little bit harder to figure out. It wasn't so much in your face. It wasn't that direct when it comes to just the purple aspect. But then I went back to every time we seen purple and what characters are associated with that purple aura. I mentioned how Zoro was associated with the purple aura, but this is when things became interesting. I was able to surmise that purple stands for heaviness and density. Heaviness and density, basically how sturdy something is, how hard something is. The reason why I came to these two conclusions is, one, I associated the heaviness kind of came from me thinking about Fujitora. Fujitora's whole ability is gravity. You know, there's a little play there. So I think Oda was throwing a hint there. And, you know, he adds a lot of heaviness and weight to anything with just his ability. But also, when you go back to when Zoro first ever touched a black blade, when he looked at it, he quoted on its heaviness and its hardness and its density. Then when he used the slash, he said the slash was very heavy, and that's a black blade. So it has to have some attribute in it that associates it with heaviness and density. And then I went back and looked at how the black blade looks. It kind of has like a purple tint on it. I'm definitely going to show it here, but the black blade has a purple tint on it, and I thought that was very interesting. And then what really made me come to this conclusion, when I went to Kaido was throwing out the most purple attacks that of somebody that's not a swordsman, and Kaido has a natural purple aura. Every time Kaido powered up, most of his auras was purple. Even when him and Big Mom did their dual attack, he was charging up purple and black aura. Big Mom was charging up pink and black aura. So this is Kaido and Big Mom's natural aura attunement. We showed that Luffy and Kaido clashing with their Conqueror's Haki. Kaido was purple. What made me come to the conclusion of it being heavy in density is Kaido's lightning. Kaido's Thunder Bagua is the only purple lightning we've seen in the series, and then it hit me. Natural lightning in the series is depicted as blue. That's Enel. That's even when Big Mom was using the lightning attacks from the sky, it was blue, mixed with a little bit of Kaido's purple lightning. But that signifies speed and precision. We already decided that. So the blue lightning, obvious, speed, precision, blue lightning. That makes a lot of sense. But Kaido's lightning, he's like adding his natural Haki attunement to lightning itself, creating a more heavier, more dense style of lightning. So it still has the speed and precision, but he's adding strength and durability to that lightning, which giving it the heaviness and the density. So that's why Kaido's lightning is that's why Kaido's attacks just seem so heavy. It just has that, even though it's fast and quick, it has that thump to it. You know what I mean? Even when he's fighting Luffy in Gear 5th, his Death Destroyer Thunder Bagua, it just seems so dense. Like it's a lightning fast attack, catch you at blinding speed, but it's like boom. So I'm like, yeah, purple is definitely heavy in density. So there we go. We got all the pieces of the puzzle together. There we go. We know what everything means now. Now it's clear. It's pretty obvious when you look at this chart what needs to be done to unlock black blades. It's pretty obvious. I don't even think I have to say it. It's obvious. Once you master all of the colors, once you put all of the colors together, you're left with one color and one color only. It's so simple. Once you put all of these colors together, what are we left with? Black. We are left with one color. Black. That's it. So in order to get a black blade, and it was so obvious from the start, but I don't think anybody would have came to that conclusion until we figured out armament Haki itself. Now, this is how you unlock the black blade. In my opinion, in order to unlock the black blade, you have to master armament Haki, meaning you have to tap into every color of Haki somehow, some way. You start with normal armament, then you start with your natural attunement. Your natural attunement is going to be either one of these colors. Then you go from your natural attunement, then you have to start mastering the other attunements that's not your natural, but you still have to master them. And we've seen Zoro go through this progression. Zoro's natural attunement, I'm thinking, is purple, or maybe his natural attunement is more or less the blue one, because that's the first, color he showed. But when Emma pulled out the purple, maybe that was showing that that's his natural. It doesn't matter. Basically what I'm saying, Zoro's gonna have to master every single Haki color in order to get the black blade. He's gonna have to infuse every color into his blade permanently for a significant amount of time, and then the blade will become black. And I think that's what Oden was doing. See, the reason why everybody can't get a black blade, and it should be clear by now why only 1% of the One Piece verse is going to even have a possibility at doing it. And even with that 1%, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 people out of that entire 1% that's going to achieve it, because a lot of these HAKI natures are just unique and you just can't get them. Like, for instance, I think the fire HAKI nature is probably not that unique, but it's hard to learn, or it's not a lot of people know it to teach it. Zoro was lucky enough to be around Kinemon, and I think he learned fire HAKI, because when I went back and looked at when he first used Enma, it was always weird to me that it was a clean cut, but the cut, the slash itself set the cliff on fire as well. So Zoro was low-key tapping into some latent fire powers as well, and we already know he can flame rend just like Kinemon and cut fire, and we know Kinemon can cut and create fire. So I think Zoro's definitely going to get the fire mode. He's seen King use sword-based fire attacks, so he's definitely going to manipulate that in some way. Even his green soul form looks like wisp, or sometimes it looks like fire on his blade. So I think Zoro's definitely going to get that. But the most important one is King's HAKI. Everybody can't get King's HAKI, and everybody's not going to learn. Even the people with King's HAKI, only a finite people can do King's HAKI infusion. Just like Kaido said, just because you figured it out, it still don't even mean you're going to master it even. So I think you're going to have to, there's like a 1% of the people that's even going to have King's HAKI. Then a 1% of that 1% is going to even learn that you can infuse it, or be capable of infusing it through, you know, Rio flow and things like that. Zoro already has the flow and Rio shit mastered. All swordsmen have that mastered. So Zoro's already a pretty significant way towards getting a black blade. Only thing he needs now, he needs to tap into the God level HAKI, he needs to tap into the life force HAKI, and he needs to master the fire HAKI. So in my opinion, Zoro hasn't shown any red aura besides his eye in King of Hell mode. He did have some red leaking out, so maybe that's signifying some mastery of the red durability, but we know he has it, because I don't think you can get this one without that one. You know, because these two make that, you know, red and blue make purple. So I don't think you can get the purple aura unless you have some access to the red. More proof of that, when you look at when Kaido figured out the moment Luffy understood what Conqueror's HAKI infusion was, Kaido spewed red aura for the first time ever. And that makes sense. Of course he has red aura, because he mainly uses purple, because that's probably his highest level of HAKI. When he combined these two together, he gets purple. But in that moment when he kind of lost his mind, he went straight red aura, attacked Luffy. Luffy went gold aura, counted it, put him in a body bag, straight up. So he's going to get the God HAKI probably from Luffy. Luffy's going to teach him this somehow, because Luffy has this in Gear 5th. And I think, like I said, even without being an actual God or having a devil fruit, you got to be able to get this. But I think this is more rare than King's HAKI coating. I think the God level HAKI coating is more rare than King's HAKI. That's why only 2 people so far, or 1 person, really displayed having a smidget of this, and that's Big Mom. So again, you have some very rare HAKI colors here that not everybody can get, and this is why it's not that easy to make a black blade. And this is why the first person to do it was somebody from Wano, because Wano already understands infusion and flow, imbuement. They already understand all of that. So that's 50% of the job done. And another unique thing, the reason why Oden was already part way there, like it got explained to us, the reason why Oden was already part of the way there to creating his black blade is because Oden had King's HAKI, so he was going to learn King's HAKI infusion eventually. He obviously had all of these other ones. I think, in the most important thing, whatever he was lacking, the 9 scabbards had it. Again, 9 HAKI colors, 9 scabbards. So whatever Oden did not have, whatever HAKI color he did not have, he could learn from someone else. For instance, Ashura Doji showed the pink one. He could have learned that from Ashura Doji. Another rare one, Fire. He had Kinemon to teach him this. The green one, Soul and Death. This is Kawamatsu's. I mean, you know, the copper. I said Kawamatsu, that's whatever. Then we got Denjiro with the speed. He probably had King's Haki down, strength and durability. So and then he could get the God one from Inuyarashi, like I explained. The 9 scabbards had all the individual Haki colors. This is why Oden was so close to doing it, and he died beforehand. And I think he was constantly imbuing different forms of Haki into the sword, constantly, so he can end up getting a black blade. That's why En was used to drawing out Haki, because that's what Oden was doing. He was constantly imbuing the sword and feeding it, so it's used to that level of imbuement. And this is what Zoro's gonna have to do to basically get that black blade. I guarantee it. So one, this really hasn't been explained, but I'm pretty sure we're about to get the full explanation of Haki, not just the Rayleigh explanation, but I'm pretty sure they're going to explain what all of these mean. It might be multiple meanings for a lot of these, like this is strength and durability, speed, precision, heaviness, density, soul, death. This might be life force / something else. This might be God level Haki / something else. This might be King's Haki / something else. But I'm pretty sure this is the base of what we're dealing with. So when you combine all these colors, you get black, and there you go. Black blades, man. Guaranteed. Now, like I mentioned in the last video, Zoro is already a great way there, a great portion of the way there. He has the blue Haki, he has the gold Haki, he has the purple Haki, he has the green Haki. And I think he had a smidget of fire Haki when he first used Emma, but I don't think he realizes it yet. But we know he's halfway there because he can cut fire and he knows flame ring, like I mentioned before. So he's gonna get this. Interestingly enough, I was trying to figure out, hey, did Oda kind of hide showing life force Haki another way? And he actually did. He actually did. This is how I think life force Haki is depicted. If pink isn't your natural aura, again, let me explain this. I don't want it to sound complicated. If pink is your natural aura, your natural Haki color, you'll just depict the pink aura. If it's not your natural Haki color, the way Oda shows it is through flower petals. That's the conclusion I came to. I was like, damn, I don't think Luffy's gonna get pink Haki. But then I said, yo, what if he already has it? In what way did Luffy display possibly having some sort of pink aura? But I said, no, he didn't display a pink aura, but he did display flower petals. Like I said, the cherry blossom petals, which are pink, are associated with life force. It kind of pissed me off when he had the scabbards, you know, using flower petals with their attacks. I was like, that's a little Wano flair, that's cool. But I didn't like it at first. But once I figured this out, I love it now. Now I love it. Now that's them using their natural Haki attunement, also adding a life force Haki, but it's depicted as flower petals. Beautiful, beautiful. Even when Luffy started doing it versus Kaido and he's showing the flower petals, I thought that was like the anime paying homage to Wano and Rio. But no, maybe that's just them depicting the life force Haki through Haki flower petals. That's kind of dope. Like I said, if it's not your natural attunement, like I don't think Kobe's gonna have flower petals because Kobe has natural life force attunement. So he's just gonna have the pink aura with like white attacks and red attacks. I think he's gonna have red Haki attacks, white Haki attacks with pink aura. I don't think they're gonna give him some extravagant pink Haki attacks, but I know his aura is gonna be pink because that's his color scheme. Now, one more thing I wanted to mention about just the life force aura. They could depict this a different way, or through, it definitely have to be pink. But I think the best way to associate it with something pink is through the flower petals. So we may see that a lot in the future. And it also makes me think about Flower Vista. You know, maybe he had this very unique style using flower petals because he was tapping into some sort of life force Haki with them flower petals. Even though they were red, maybe he was adding strength and durability to the life force, and that's why he was able to use like flower petals that could harm people. Maybe that has a lot to do with it, but that's yet to be explained as well. And Robin, I think, naturally has the pink Haki energy, so we won't see flower petals from her, but I think she has life force Haki because she had a pink aura as well. And yeah, I think Sanji would probably, I don't think he'll get this because, again, Sanji, a lot of the Straw Hats won't get it. Luffy got it because a lot of the people in Wano got it, and he learned directly from Hyugoro. So that's how he was able to channel the life force side. Everybody else didn't get that personal training. Maybe Luffy can somehow teach the flower petal form or the flower petal haki to Zoro, and that's how he gets it. So we'll probably see some form of flower petals with Zoro, no matter, they don't have to be the color pink, because we did see different color variations of these petals throughout Wano. But I think just the flower petal itself symbolizes life force, in my opinion. So there we go. We have all the colors of haki, what they mean, and in my opinion, in order to get the black blade, you have to master all of these. All of these. Lucky enough, Zoro has everything. The one we haven't seen him display yet is red. That's Luffy's natural attunement. He can get God level from Luffy as well. He can learn the life force from Luffy as well. And if he really want to learn fire, he needs to talk to Sanji, and that's going to be fun as well, because Kinemon is not there to teach him the second half of fire creation. You know, he can dominate flame, but he can't create flame yet. So, you know, he needs to learn that. And there you go. He's going to get the black blade. And Zoro's going to be the third person in the series to unlock a black blade. And funny enough, I think he's going to learn it in Elbaf when he approaches other haki masters and other, you know, unique forms of haki. Because again, like I said in the other video, the very first time we seen haki auras was the giants in Elbaf. Dory and Brogy. The one with the sword, he was blue. Speed and precision, swords. Bingo. The one with the axe was red. Strength and durability. That's what an axe signifies. Bingo. So I think since they was in full control of their haki aura and Rio so early in the series, it only makes sense that we get the full explanation of haki in Rio and the different forms of haki, the different colors of arms inside of Elbaf. Guaranteed we're going to get it there. All right, now that's my theory on black blades. Let me know if you like it. Hit me up in the comment section below and let me know what y'all think, man. What do you think this is? You think I got it right? You think I'm off? Let me know what you think.